Are you tired of not being able to pay your bills, not being able to go on vacation, or not being able to take your girlfriend out for dinner on the weekend? If you're completely broke and you don't have any money, I'm going to teach you the steps you have to take to get out of it and create some success, wealth, and happiness in your life. Hi, I'm Giannino. I teach you how to make money, grow money, and invest money. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 steps on how to become successful and wealthy, and most importantly, how to get out from being broke. Because only 1 year ago, I was making $20,000 per year, barely enough to pay my bills, and I invested in myself heavily every day. And today I have a business, I have a trading group, and I make good amount of money from it. And most importantly, I'm fulfilled with what I do, and I love what I do. So if you're sitting at a job, if you're working someone else's dream, you're doing it all wrong. That is not the road to being successful, and that's not the road to getting what you want out of life. In this video, like I said, I'm going to teach you those simple steps to change your pattern, change your thought process, and hopefully change the direction your life is going. I'm not going to waste any of your time. We're going to dive right into it. So step number 1 is you want to know your expenses and your income. You want to know that like the back of your hand, especially if you're broke. And one of the best tools I tell everyone to get is an app called Mint. I don't make any money if you sign up, but the link is below. So if you use Mint, you put in all your accounts together, it's going to tell you how much you're making and how much you're spending every month. So at the end of the month, you can say, I made $500 or I lost $500. And this is the exact place you need to start if you're broke and if you want to be successful, because if you don't know where your money is going, you're going to wonder where it went. So you have to tell your money where to go and be very diligent with that. So let me just give you a quick example. Let's say I have a $1,000 paycheck every month and I'm spending $900. So in that case, I'm making $100, and every month that's going into my savings account and it's growing a good amount. But let's say I want to save $200 per month. At that point, I would go into Mint and I would look at my expenses and say, how could I save an extra $100? And Mint has everything categorized so you can easily see what you're spending on each category, like food, groceries, housing, rent, utilities, internet, all that stuff. Once you look at where your money is going, you can figure out what you can cut back on. For me personally, I could save $100 just by stopping my TubeBuddy subscription and just by stopping eating out like once or twice a month. So if I want to save $100, maybe put it in the stock market or save it in an account, I could do that easily by stopping just 2 spending habits. It's very easy for you to figure that out as well. Just log on to Mint and check it out. So success tip number 2, if you're completely broke, what you want to do next is get $1,000 in your bank account. After you get $1,000 in, you want at least 3 months expenses in there in case any emergency happens, meaning your family, someone might die, you have to pay for the funeral, maybe your car breaks down, maybe you don't have the housing, maybe you lose your job. If you don't have 3 months expenses saved, you're gonna have to resort to credit card debt, which can own you for years. Just for example, if you took out a 14% debt on your credit card, it's gonna take you 3.5 years to pay off. And you can just imagine how that can snowball if you have no money. You're just gonna go on to the next credit card, the next loan, the next credit card, and it's gonna be an ugly life for you, unfortunately. So number 1, we wanna get $1,000 in. That's gonna be a great saving amount first. Next, we want to get 3 months expenses. So if you spend $1,500 on rent, just multiply that by 3, add in some groceries. Let's say you have to save $7,000 to $8,000, maybe even $10,000. That's definitely possible if you know your expenses, know your income, know what you can cut back on. Success tip number 3, once you have your income, expenses, and your savings all in line, meaning you completed steps number 1 and 2, what you want to do next is look towards investing. I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice, but the stock market in history has produced a 7% return over the lifetime of the stock market's inception, meaning it's pretty much as free 7% you can earn on your money if you put it in the stock market. It should be noted, investing in the stock market should be a long-term thing. You shouldn't be looking to make a quick dollar on it, get in and out. You should be looking to put it away for long periods of time. So if you can find some way to invest, if you invest for 40 years, putting $330 in, you'll be a millionaire by the time you retire. Just showing you the potential of the stock market in that scenario. Some of the richest and wealthiest people understand you need to make your money work for you, and the stock market is one of the best ways to do that. So after we know our income, our expenses, our savings, and after we started investing, success tip number 4 is to build assets. This could be a business you're building by yourself. Maybe you're starting a photography business, you're hiring other freelance photographers to do your work, or maybe like me, you're doing a YouTube channel and you're hoping that will grow over time just by providing value to people. Or maybe, let's say, you want to get into real estate, or you want to find some passive income streams. This is what successful people do, is they find ways to make money work for them, or they find ways to make their time make money and make an asset that is going to work for them over time. So the key here is you want to have money coming in when you're sleeping. That's what successful people do, and that's the goal. And success tip number 5 is you want to find the successful habits of successful people, and you want to copy them, because of the fact Aristotle once says that you are what you repeatedly do. So if you want to be successful, you have to repeatedly do things that successful people do, and over time you will become successful. But just the fact that you're doing successful habits already makes you successful. Just some successful habits you can pick up right now is listening to quality audio, reading books, and most importantly, not wasting your time. So if you spend a lot of time on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you're not going to be successful. Unfortunately, that's the truth. Successful people don't sit back and watch Netflix 1 or 2 hours a night. Successful people pick up a book, they listen to a podcast in the car, and if you can do that, you will be successful. Trust me, if you surround yourself with enough good ideas and good people through these mediums, you will learn and grow as a person and be someone you weren't the last year or the year before that. So that's the goal of being successful, is constantly growing and constantly challenging yourself. If the rubber band is stretched out, you can think of that like you're challenging yourself and you're growing and you're becoming better. That's your mind. If you're not stretching your mind, that's not happening. You can look at your mind the other way. If it's not being stretched like a rubber band, then it's kind of loose and it's wiggly. At that point, that's probably the Netflix binging brain. If you're on Netflix every night, then you are that loose rubber band that's never being challenged, never growing. So the goal in life is to challenge yourself, put yourself in situations where you can learn. So the last success tip, probably one of the hardest ones to do, is surround yourself with successful people. So number 6, find people that have done what you want to do. Let's say you want a healthy marriage. Let's say you want to create a successful business. Let's say you want to be a professional day trader. Or maybe let's say you want to be a professional writer. Shouldn't you find somebody that has already done it and be with them as much as possible? This is the only way you're going to be successful. And trust me, I've done it personally. I'll give you a small example. My goal in life was to run a sub 4-minute mile, which less than 600 people have ever done in American history. So what I did to get to that point, which I actually ran a sub 4 converted 1500 last year, what I did to run that is I found sub 4 runners pretty much all over Colorado. I learned from them, I picked their brains, and I really surrounded myself with those people as much as I could, because I knew if they did it and I saw myself running with them, learning from them, I could do it in due time, which is exactly what happened. So that's a live example of how finding people that have done what you want to do can push you to accomplish your dreams and, more importantly, reach that finish line. So let me go over all those success tips one more time so you can write them down, memorize them. Number 1, you want to know your money, your income, your expenses. Are you saving? Are you keeping money each month? Are you losing money each month? Can you cut back on stuff to make other stuff possible? This is the most important starting step, because next step, we want to save money in our savings account. We want a nest egg that will help us in case we go through any emergency. We want at least $1,000 first and then 3 months expenses later. So that could be $7,000 to $10,000 for many people. So once you have that, step number 3 is we want to think about investing our money, making our money work for us in the stock market. Not a financial advisor, this isn't financial advice, but like I said, all the most successful people in the world Utilize the stock market to make them money every day. Success step number 4 is you want to build assets. This could be a business, this could be a cash flow stream, this could be passive income. I teach this all on my channel, so check out videos on this, but this is also something successful people do every day, is build income streams and build assets so they can get paid while they're sleeping. You're not successful until you're getting paid when you sleep. Success tip number 5 is to listen to audio, read books, surround your mind with positive things that are helping you grow and move forward in life. And lastly, success tip number 6 is find people that have done what you want to do so you can learn from them and accomplish your own dreams and get to that finish line. And lastly, what I'm going to leave you with is another video on tips on how to get out of debt and how to stop being broke. Check out the video to the right of me. I think you're going to love it. Matt signing off. Peace. On a trip this summer. But for many people, this might not be achievable because unfortunately right now, they are broke and they're tied down to their jobs.